Hi, Math 141 Online. I just wanted to send you a message explaining this part two of our final presentation. So you've been doing part one, you did the statistics one, you're almost done with the probability one, I hope. You should have posted on the discussion board, and now you're giving each other feedback, and your probability project is due on Tuesday, April 15th, so don't forget about that. You have one more application, which is the finance, which you should start thinking about now. I think that's the easiest to apply because you can apply it to your personal life or to your career. So that might be a little easier. But what I wanted to talk to you about is part two, the presentation, which is the slideshow. With a voiceover. So I'm going to show you my screen so you know what I'm talking about, and we'll go through it. All right, so if you're in our Canvas course and you access the final project module, you'll see two assignments that are the parts that are left. So the slideshow and then your responses. So combined, they make up the other 76 points of your project. So if you click on Final Exam Project, the slideshow, it tells you what you're going to be doing. This is instead of a traditional final exam. So it says follow the directions on the final project exam or the final exam project directions to complete the assignment, modify the presentation template to complete your presentation, and then it tells you submit your assignment. And it says be sure to include the following below to your discussion board post. You need the URL. You also need your slideshow embedded in the document. So that's important in order to have that, so you could have both of those in there. And then I'm going to grade it according to these directions. So if you click on the directions, it tells you what's happening. So this should look familiar because you did your application projects off that. You've already done part A, so now we're going to do part B. You're going to upload your slideshow with a voiceover to the discussion board. You're going to choose the template you want to use. You're not required to use it. You can make your own. This is just a helpful way to do it. And then I have an outline of each one of these. When you click on this template, you don't have editing access. You only have viewing access. You need to make a copy in order to edit. Then I've outlined all the slides. So previously you did 3 different application problems. So now you're going to choose one of those 3 application problems to make your video presentation or your slideshow voiceover. Make sure you view the feedback so you're able to have the best score you can. On the first slide, you're going to include all of that information, and then I walk you through all the other slides as well as that. So if you're looking back at this, here is the template, and I explain to you what I want on each one of these, teach the concept and so on. So after you fill in your slides, you are going to use the voice record option on your iPad or your iPhone, because you're going to record the screen as you're going through the slides. If you have a different option that's similar to this, that's fine. I just need to be able to view it, and your classmates need to be able to view it. After you're done, you're going to share your URL, you're going to embed the slideshow, and then your other part of the assignment is, go back here, is the responses. So that was on a discussion board. You're going to go back to the discussion board, but this is what you're going to do. Watch as many slideshows as you can. You can take notes on them. You're especially looking for the mathematics. You're going to respond to at least 2 classmates, asking them a mathematical question about their slideshow. Then you're also going to respond to at least 2 students that have asked you questions, and you're going to answer their questions. So try to not always select the same thing as other people have chosen. So if somebody has more than 2 responses, just skip to a different student. Once you've done that, you can give as many responses as you like. But you're going to take a screenshot of your 2 questions to your classmates. They need to be mathematical. You can look at the rubric for that. And then you need to take a screenshot of the 2 answers that you made for the questions that students asked you. You're going to put all 4 screenshots in a document so you can see the other classmates' names, and then you're going to submit that in a single PDF document to this assignment. Probably the easiest way to do it is either to put it in OneNote or to make a Google Doc and insert those screenshots and then download that Google Doc as a PDF. So when you're doing this final project, you're basically taking one of your applications and blowing it up into a bigger project. You're going to have a title, your name, your degree program, and the full competency. You're only choosing one. You're going to explain the relation of the competency to your degree program. Then you're going to teach the competency like we don't know it. Make sure you use appropriate vocabulary and notation. Then you're going to introduce your application problem. Your application problem needs to have substantial mathematics. So it might have gotten a fine score on the first part, but you need to expand on that for this final presentation part. Don't have the solution on this part, just so we can make sure we just have the question. Then you're going to solve the application problem. Make sure all your work is handwritten. I do not want it typed. I want it handwritten as much as possible, and or calculator screenshots. This makes it easy for me to identify your own work. I know that AI can help you, but I don't want you cut and pasting from AI. Make sure you have detailed work so we can follow it. You're also going to have a conclusion and reflection to the application problem, what you learned, and things like that. Make sure you use complete sentences. Make sure you have citations for everything. And if you don't need citations, make sure you state that. But if you used AI at all, you need a citation. And if you have any images in your document, you need in your submission, you need to have that. So I have directions on how to do the voiceover and all of those things. And on each one of these slides, in that first assignment, I have outlined it right there. I also have very important directions at the end of this slideshow with how to share your link into the discussion board, how to share and how to post it in there, and then how to embed your slides into the discussion board, because it's really important that we can see your full slides. So make sure you follow these directions in order to do that, and your slides will look just like mine do right here in the discussion board. Please reach out if you have any questions. Thanks, you're almost done.